So I've just had a box of clocks arrive from eBay, and I think all of them are in need of some kind of service. So I'm just gonna go through them on camera right now. I'm not gonna do too much about them at the moment. I just want to share with you the upcoming projects that should be happening on the next few videos. So we got alarm clocks. The first one is the Smiths. We haven't done Smiths on this channel before. Made in Great Britain. This is from 1971, I think. There's a little number under the knob. You might be able to see that. I think that's the date. I'm not sure. In very bad condition. Rusty on the sides. Plastic's cracked. It's missing its button at the back. This might end up having to be one I take apart to help other clocks. We'll see how that goes. Next we have another Smiths. May as well get the Smiths out of the way first. This one I've already done a bit of work on. You can hear it's ticking at the moment. And all it needed really was a bit of cleaning on the balance cups. So that was good. We've got another Smiths. This one I haven't really looked at yet. It's plastic like the other one, but this one has a bit of a problem when you try to wind it up. The ratchet's broken. So that will need working on. Also it's got an RC chip on the side. Next we've got an HAC, like the one we did in the previous video. This one's an alarm clock. Hippo repeater it's called. It's got a Junghans mechanism in it. And when I got it, it didn't have any feet. So I thought, I'll put these ones on. These are from a Halla, but I've just found some ones that fit slightly better. Same thread. I think they work slightly better with the style of the clock. So I'll just put them on. That's good, isn't it? Shame I don't have the glass for it, but it's a really nice quality one. At the end of this video, I'll probably show you all the different movements inside these, because I think it'll be quite interesting to see. Next we've got another Smiths, or at least I think it's the Smiths. It doesn't have Smiths written on it, but instead it's got this little logo of a knight from chess. Or it could just be a horse, I'm not sure. Never seen that before. It's got a pull alarm on the back. And this one doesn't work at all. But it'll be nice to get this working because it's quite unusual, I think. And it's got lovely blue numbers on it. The next one is another Smiths. Big Smiths alarm. Smith alarm. Missing a hand up there, but otherwise it seems to be quite complete. It's got cracked glass, well, plastic. I've got a spare plastic one. I think I'll put it on this one rather than that one because this one could be saved a bit better, I think. It's quite an unusual colour. It's grey and it's got that sort of this radial number face, which makes me think of like an evil rabbit, I think, with what red eyes. I'm not sure why. I've got another one this shape as well. I think there's a name for it. I'm not sure. Also, a couple of these have the minute hands fallen off. I don't know where that is. Easy to put back on. Next we have a little gold bull clock, which didn't have a bottom, so I put one on it. It's just a bell from an alarm clock. And this one I've serviced already. Took it apart. It was a real pain. I had to assemble the movement and then put the springs in afterwards by stretching them out. Next we've got a blessing. A plastic black blessing. It's quite nice, this. A bit plasticky, but it's working probably better when I got it than all the other ones are. And all it needs to work on is that hour hand. It just needs more paint. So that should be an easy fix. Next and last one, we've got this. It's a Chinese season alarm clock. Very nice orange. I think it's very new actually. I think it's made in the last 20 years. And this one doesn't want to tick for much longer than 5 seconds. I think most of these should make good videos. Maybe a couple I won't cover, like this one. I've already done it. This one, I've already done luminous hand painting on a video. Yeah, I don't need to do that one. But this one should make a good project with that ratchet broken. This one will make a good one because we haven't done a Chinese alarm clock on this channel before. This will make a good one because it's unusual. I've already done this one. This one, I'll see what happens with this one. If I need parts from it, then I'll take them. But hopefully we should be good enough to leave it in one piece and then give it a service. Just for functional reasons. Because I don't think we'll be able to recreate that button at the back. I'll see. And this one, all it needs is new glass, to be honest, and luminous hand painting. No real service required. Maybe a bit of a movement clean. But I'll expose the movements now. So this is the movement from that big plastic Smiths. Looks like a bar of soap. And inside we have the ticking works, which I've serviced. And that's just had a bit of trouble with the balance. But I think it's okay now. It's got H85 stamped in it. I think that might mean, I don't know, 1958? Maybe it's backwards or something, because I know Smith closed in 79, so it can't be later than that. And it definitely looks sort of late 50s, early 60s, like most of them do in here. It's got an aluminium dial. It's a very typical Smith's alarm movement. I'll leave that out for a second so we can compare them. Here we've got the movement to the HAC. Very nice quality one there. It's not wound up, as you can see by the spring, so it's not ticking at the moment. It's got the Young'uns logo on it, as they owned HAC at this time. And there is a bit of dirt around the pivots, but I think it's a bit complicated, to be honest. A bit overcomplicated. I mean, I'll try and give it a service, but probably not on camera, just in case. And it looks like a really nice quality one as well. But importantly, it is working, so it doesn't need a service pretty soon. It doesn't need a repair anyway. No wear I can see. Yeah, that's pretty good. Move on to the next one. Here we've got the Smiths with the horse on it. Nice, dirty, grimy movement to work on. Rusty pivots, it's all there. It's going to be a great, productive service, I think, if I get this one right. This looks like quite an older one, to be honest. I think it's from 1954, I think. Well, it's not that old for a Smiths, actually. But compared to the other ones, it's probably the oldest Smiths we've got here right now. And I think it's a good time to just put that minute hand on, because it is fallen off. So let's see what time the alarm is. Just get that alarm knob. It's going to be quite a loud bell, I think. I think it's already unwound, but you never know. There we go. So that alarm goes off at... Yeah, let me make it easier for myself. Alright, that alarm will go off at 6 exactly. So I can just turn it around like that, pull it out a bit so it doesn't engage with the gears underneath. Looks a bit off actually. It's in between the gears. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Alright, let's pick a different spot. Let's go for 5 o'clock. No, it's still not exactly on that thing. That's a bit annoying. Oh well. Well, I'll go for this and just line up the minute hand, because we're going to have to sort it out in a service anyway. Like that, that's about... I think every division is 12 minutes, so let's make it 15. Then that should be about right. Yeah, there we go. It's a good looking clock, this. See about the dial. It's actually oil dripping out the sides of it. So stained. Alright, well, I'll leave this one open so we can do the comparison. And the next one. Just thought I'd add now, to get these plastic lenses off, same with the soap bar clock, you're going to need a very thin flat thing like this can opener. and you just want to carefully slip it in between the plastic, just like that. Just bend it out a little bit, enough to clear the clips, because it looks brittle, but it's actually not as bad as you might think. There we go. Good success. Get that label off as well. I've actually made up a new mixture for cleaning mechanisms with. Here it is. Oops, Safe S it's called. That's because those are the stickers on it. And I don't know, it'll probably not work on labels, but you never know. Some things have amazing powers. Will it work on a label? It looks like it is actually. The Miracles of Safe S, which stands for Safe Solution. Alright, well that's pretty soaked in. I'll just scrape that off now. What should I scrape it off with? Plastic. Plastic with plastic makes good plastic label removing. But it's not that good actually. Oh well. I mean, it's not designed to take off labels. I think I've actually made it worse. I could have just peeled it off with my fingers, couldn't I? Oh well, I'll do that later. But yeah, that's how you take them off. Let's just get the movement. Unscrew the keys. Now, with this one, because it's got a problem with the spring, it'll be hard to undo the winding key. However, as you can see, turning it clockwise does nothing. Smiths very helpfully put a little slot in the end of the arbor, which allows you to put a screwdriver or can opener into the hole and turn the key around it, like no, that's not in. I think I need a smaller screwdriver. Not their fault. Well, this is on so tight. Who would put it on tight when they knew it was broken? That's not good, is it? Alright, bit of a predicament. This is going to have to come off. How will I do it? Get the screwdriver in one last time. Get it in really hard. Try and turn the key around. Oh, I was turning it the wrong way, that's why. Forget that. Put it in a way so it doesn't destroy my finger when I try and take it out. There, I think we're doing it. Here we go, it's coming off now. Oh no, it's not, it's still a bit tight. There we go. Unfortunately, they decided not to do this anymore because on this later one you can see it doesn't have those slots. But any one, I'd say before the 60s, you've got that advantage of being able to service it if the spring's broken. Oh, it's still a bit stiff. It's coming off though. There we go. Now the screws at the back. Phillips screws, which are unusual for clocks, I'd say. West clocks, I think we're using flat head at this point. Where are the winders? Oh, they're there. Yeah. Keeping an eye on what's where so I don't mix them up, because I'd like to keep the original winders with the original clock. There we go. Out comes the movement. That little metal button in the top will probably fall out. There we go. I'll put the button with the rest of the pile so I know which clock it belongs to. Bit of rust in there. However, look at the movement, you can see there's a lot of rust. Oops. I think that rust has come from that nut. That's really bad, look at that. Rusty. Just focus the camera. There we go, look at that rust on that pivot. The skateboard doesn't want to turn a minute. There's no spring anyway. Yeah, it's got one of those clicks that are that piece of bent metal, like the what was it that had that? Polteak, that was it. Episode 2 of my, well, series 2, I changed it, didn't I? second series of my YouTube videos. So that's that. Compare them in a minute. Last Smiths also has its second minute hand coming off. Just get a flat blade screwdriver, stick it in the bottom. They give you this hole. Bit of a broken bezel on this, that's a shame, isn't it? There we go. And I'll probably just go ahead now, replace this lens with a replacement. And we're going to get that. We'll get that from this, which is a 1968 one. Nothing in there, you can see. And that's safe to, I guess, destroy. Look at that, nothing in there. So let's just get this lens. And I'll put the old cracked one in there. Like that. Oh well, forgot to put that in. So, the movement. Lot of dirt on that pivot there. That's going to be really satisfying to clean with Safe S, which stands for Safe Satisfying. That's going to be really good. Look at that. Hopefully there's not much wear in there. It looks like there will be. But if we can do it, if there's not much wear, because I can't rebush stuff, then that'll be good. Also need to find a replacement hand for this clock. So let's just move it to 12. Notice I actually took the face off rather than the back. That's because I don't want to have to undo these, because that's too much work. 11 o'clock. That's not anymore. What was it? I did put it at 11, didn't I? That's weird. Alright, let's put it to a real 11, not fake 11. There we go. Those hands look pretty short, don't they? Oh well. We've got a good clock. Actually, I might have a spare... I think I might have a spare bezel. Find it one day. But look at that, instantly better. Instantly better. New lens, new stuff. What's next? The blessing. I don't really need to open this up because I can just tell you. The movement is... I'll get a picture up. I did take a picture of a similar one, and I'll just show you a picture of it now. This one, I've also got a picture of the inside, so I'll just put that in so to save me having to undo it. Same with this one. It's got an aluminium movement, not ideal for quality clocks, but considering this was probably made in the last 10 or 20 years, it's pretty average. So let's have a look at the late Smiths. Right, literal splinters of plastic came off that lens, but here you can see Smiths have actually used an aluminium plated movement. Most of the other stuff's brass except the alarm great wheel and the centre wheel, but if you look at it compared to a brass one, it's the same, just in aluminium. Now I've noticed a couple of other changes. For example, the top of the aluminium one has a cutout for the round button, which I'll show you in a second. Also, in order to accommodate the new hammer, they've decided not to put anything on the original hammer, which would come around here and hit the bell. Instead, they've just left the hammer there, but haven't put any kind of head on it, as you can see. So that's a very late movement, and I'll show you the earliest one I've got. Right, and here we've got a movement from 1949. As you can see, the middle centre wheel in there is aluminium, that's because I've replaced it myself, but the rest of it is original. And you can see they did a lot of changes For example, they changed the shape of the plate slightly, especially in the top left corner. You can see they changed it a bit. I don't know why. Also made this rectangular and changed the pin which holds the spring and stops it expanding too much into a bent bit of metal. I think the next change they made is like this one, where they've changed the shape of the plates and stuff from that to that, like you saw on the other one, but they've still got that rectangular hole at the bottom. And then in the later ones, they changed it to a little opening there. So, a lot of clocks, Smiths, a lot of stuff happening right now. Going to be some exciting projects.